As I was walking through the lanes of a shopping center, I suddenly stumbled across these mini magnetic bookmarks, and I was like, hey, why not make it personalized Harry Potter themed? So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, making it personalized Harry Potter themes magnetic bookmarks. Impatient and I opened them in the car, but you guys can see it looks like this, and I'll be using only 3 of them this time. If you guys want more, you can always comment down below. Now I'll just be laying on the newspaper to work. And if you're liking this video so far, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So now let's start with our very first bookmark. What I'll be doing here is getting the paper and outlining and cutting the shape of this so that we can paste it at the top of this. So let's do that. So what you want to do is get a piece of paper, fold it into half just like so that when we're gonna be cutting it, it would be just like how this bookmark open. So what I'll be doing here is just outlining the shape of the bookmark. Now that I've outlined the shape of the bookmark, all you have to do is just cut it. As you guys can see, I've already cutted it and it exactly fits the bookmark. Now what we'll have to do is we'll get the double-sided tape and we'll just be pasting on this. Now once we have already put it on double-sided tape, we just have to peel it and we'll be pasting it. So now, just to make sure that the paper would be pasted neatly to the bookmark, what I'm doing is making the line at the middle of the bookmark and then lining it through the paper and smoothly pasting it so it's nice and smooth. Now as you guys can see, it is pasted and here it is. You can see it opens very nicely. And there you go. Now all we have to do is decorate, but before that we'll be doing the same steps with all the other bookmarks. Now as you guys can see, I've already covered 3 of the bookmarks with the paper, and so now all we have to do is decorate it. So now we'll be decorating each of these bookmarks. As you guys can see, I have already added a base sketch in 3 of them just because they're really tiny and difficult to handle. So now we'll move aside the other 2 bookmarks and we'll start decorating this one. So the design of this one is based off on my previous Harry Potter bookmark video, so I'm making a miniature version of that. So I'll start by making the wand. Now once I've drew the wand, I'll just be adding a snake-like figure to represent the sparks on the wand. I'll be adding some shines and I'll be writing Lumos at the top and Nox at the bottom. Now all what is left to do is just color it in. I'll be coloring the Lumos and Nox in black, and the wand would be brown and the sparks around it would be yellow. After coloring it in, I decided that it looks too plain, so I decided to add some more sparks around it and color it in. Now I'll proceed with the back side of this bookmark, so it would be a Deathly Hallows. So I'll start by making the Deathly Hallows symbol. Now I just added parchments on the Deathly Hallows and parchment at the top and bottom. I'll just be writing random scribbles and Deathly Hallows, and at the top I'll be writing Deathly, and at the bottom I'll be writing Hallows. Now don't forget to put the parchment's outline inside of the Deathly Hallows, and there we have it. Now we're just going to be coloring it in. I used like an ancient yellow type of color for the parchment around it. Now to emphasize upon the Deathly Hallows, I'll just be outlining the Deathly Hallows with a thicker black marker. And then just repeat the same steps for the Deathly Hallows parchment. And as you guys can see, our first bookmark is ready. I added the Deathly Hallows at the front side and then the Lumos behind it. So now let's proceed with bookmark number 2. I decided to give this a potions theme. The first side would be the Phylloxera and the other side would be the Amartentia. So I'll start by making the shape of the potion, as you guys can see, and a parchment at the top of it stating the name of the potion. Now we'll continue by making the seal of the potion and a cork at the top, and then we'll just be adding some leaves and flower around the potion to give it a nice floral theme. Now continue making the leaves in the other side as well. Now let's finish it off by writing the name of the potion, and then we'll add some bubbles and sparkles around the Phylloxera. So now all what is left to do is color it in. Obviously the potion would be yellow, its seal, I colored it a parchment color. Now that we have the parchment, of course it will be the parchment light yellow shade of color. Now for the leaves, I added 2 shades of green to add a pop and contrast to the bookmark. Now moving on to the other side of our bookmark, as I said earlier, this will be the Amartentia. So we'll start by making a heart shape and borders around it. Now just begin by making the top part of the potion. I'm so sorry for the blockage, I didn't realize. But anyways, in the inside of the bookmark, I made a pattern like that, showing the potion, of course. And then just like the previous one, I added leaves to this one too, so that it matches the vibe of the first one. And lastly, I just added a tag. Now of course the last step to do is just coloring it in. The Amartentia would be pink, the seal I made it brown. So I decided to color in the tag in pink, and then what I did is grabbed a sky blue marker and just slightly brushed it through the border of this potion and colored the leaves the same way as I did previously on the Phylloxera. Now once we're done with that, we're just going to be adding some bubbles and sparkles around the potion. So here's a close-up for bookmark number 2. As you guys can see, Phylloxera and Amartentia. Now let's proceed with bookmark number 3. For this bookmark, I'll be making the Deathly Hallows once again, but this time it has a floral theme to it. So start by making the Deathly Hallows with a black marker. Now I'll be making some flowers around the Deathly Hallows, one in the top left corner and then the other in the bottom right corner. Now along with the flowers, I'm just making a vine at the top and bottom of the Deathly Hallows. Now all that's left to do is just coloring it in. I started with a light shade of pink for the base and then a darker shade of pink over the top of it, and then I did the same thing for the leaf, which would be a dark shade of green and a light shade of green, and yes, that's it. Last minute decision, I decided to add some leaves surrounding the bookmark. Now for the other side, I'm basing this off the Marauders map. So what I'll be making is a parchment throughout the bookmark in an elongated form, and I'll be writing, "I solemnly swear I'm up to no good." Now what I'll do is just color it in. I'll be using the same shade of yellow that I used earlier for the parchment. Now I'll just be adding some footprints around the parchment to give it a Marauders map feel. Now once I'm done with that, I just made some dotted lines surrounding the bookmark, and that is it. And here is a final view of bookmark 3. I added the Marauders map in here and then the Deathly Hallows. And these are the 3 bookmarks. I hope you guys like it. If you guys do, don't forget to subscribe and press that like button, and comment down below what I should do next or if I should make a part 2. And that's it for today, guys. Bye.